We expect a transition period, an adjustment time when we start a new job or move to a new city. But retirement, my expectations were that it would be this easy, smooth, gentle glide into this life that we've been dreaming about and planning for. What I didn't expect was some fog. Turns out this is one of life's bigger changes. And I'm right there with you, figuring this out as I go, just 7 months now into my retirement. And if you're feeling some of that fuzzy brain fog, something's just doesn't feel quite right, you're not alone. Studies show that about 1 in 3 people struggle with this transition into retirement, even when it was planned. But if it wasn't planned, if it was involuntary, like mine was, odds are probably higher than average that you're in that 1 in 3 stat. In my last 2 videos, I talked about what that transition retirement fog feels like, my personal experience. And then the next video, I talked about some of the science behind what's really happening, what your brain is doing, and just the relief that I had when I found out this retirement fog and fuzziness was not a cognitive decline, but it's actually just your brain working really hard at building new systems for our new life. So today I want to talk about mapping this out. Because when you feel lost, you know how valuable a map can be. And this is something that I wished I had a few months ago as I started this transition journey into retirement. There are actually 3 very distinct phases to this retirement transition. And when you see them all laid out, all mapped out, things start really making a lot more sense. I look at it like moving to a new home. There's some purging and cleaning that you need to do, then the packing, then you load everything up on the moving van, get to your new home. But then there's the unpacking, figuring out where everything goes, until we finally get to settle into this new place that's designed for this new phase of our life, our beautiful new retirement home. So this move from our work life to our retirement life, it starts with this phase 1 that I'm calling the clearing. So if you've ever moved, you need to pack up your old house, put it in a moving van, and get it to the new house. Sounds easier than what it really is. So that whole packing and purging and clearing out and letting go of things from the old house that you won't need in your new house, that's a lot of work. And it's a lot of emotional work. But that's what this is. It's a letting go and clearing out things that occupied places in our life, in our heart, in our minds, in our emotions, that were part of our work life, that don't move with us to our retirement life. Even if you didn't love everything about your job, there were things that you invested your heart in. Perhaps it was the students in your classroom. Maybe not the bureaucracy and the administration, but the students. You loved the students, and you gave a big part of your life to investing in them. Or perhaps it's the patients in the hospital. The hospital administration, you could let that go, but it's the patients. And you invested part of your life, your heart, in those patients. Maybe it's the clients for the business that you worked for. The management might have been, I don't know, a struggle, but it was the clients, and you gave part of yourself to them. And that's much like this, packing up and clearing out those things that were precious to you. Our work life have some of those things that won't make it on the moving truck. And we need to be able to let them go. But that letting go process, that clearing process, this phase 1 of this retirement transition, there is a sense of loss, maybe a sadness of letting those things go. When we moved from Colorado to South Texas, there were some things that were left behind that didn't make it on the moving van. But what that does is that leaves room in our new life for things that better suit us here. We don't need those snow shovels and winter coats. When my mom moved from the house I grew up in, it was a huge house. It was 6 bedrooms on about 3/4 of an acre. And she moved into a little house that was just suited for her. And she brought a few precious things, some of her artwork, some of the familiar things in her life. But she filled that house with a lot of new things, things that she never permitted herself to buy before. New living room furniture, new bedroom furniture. This new retirement life can be the same. There are some precious things that we bring, some memories. But this is our opportunity to fill it with new things, things that maybe we've not allowed ourselves to enjoy. So after we get everything on the moving truck, we drive to this new place, this new retirement house that's ready for us. But when you back that moving truck up to your new home, there's still some work to be done. We need to unload all those boxes, all that furniture into the house. And this is where that real heavy retirement fog shows up. Everything just feels chaotic and out of place. And the motivation, the motivation runs pretty thin, pretty fast. It's just overwhelming. It's a lot to deal with. It's a lot setting up a new home. And if you've ever sat down and tried to explain this to your spouse, a family member, or a friend, you might get that, what are you talking about? You're in retirement. This is where you wanted to be. And yes, it is. But yes, it's also a bit disorienting. And both of those things can be true at the same time. So this noisy middle part of retirement transition, moving in to our new home, getting those boxes and furniture out of the moving van into the house, it's not a permanent state. Let me say that again. This is not a permanent state. Our house will not always look like this. We're just settling into retirement life, and our brain is figuring out where everything needs to go. So let's talk about this phase 3. This is kind of that settling in. There aren't boxes scattered all over and stacked in the back bedroom and furniture pushed against the wall. You can walk into one of those rooms and feel the calm. Everything is put together in that one room. And that's just very reassuring. Often when we move into a new home, and we've done this a lot of times, it's getting that one room put together that really helps bring that forward momentum. It brings hope that the rest of the house is going to come together as well. And that's what this retirement transition can feel like. Things start coming together. You start having those calm, fulfilling days. Those days that you just feel like this is the retirement life that I was thinking about. So there you have it. The 3 phases of this wonky, weird, foggy retirement transition. First, it's the clearing. It's the decluttering and making room for the new things in your retirement life. And then the second phase is the messy middle. That's the moving in and just getting those boxes off the truck and in the house. And, it's pretty chaotic and foggy, but we know that one room at a time, things will start feeling like our home again. And then that third phase of putting in those anchor furnitures, getting one room done, to where that home starts feeling a lot more like this is home for us, more settled, more us. Having a roadmap through this retirement transition can really help, especially on those days when we're feeling maybe more lost than on others, when that fog and lack of motivation, that emotional flatness feels a little heavier. So wherever you are after stepping out of your career life and into retirement, there's a lot of wonder and beauty in the messy, a lot of excitement, a lot of possibilities that we can look forward to as we're building our new retirement life.